Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Stamping A to Z. I'm Linda Gibbs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Alberta, Canada. If you're new to watching, I do a weekly live every Wednesday at noon. It started quite a long time ago as we're on episode 202. I called it Stamping A to Z because I decided to go through all the products in alphabetical order from A to Z. Not necessarily like the stamp sets and stuff, but all the tools and products you might use. I love doing techniques, so techniques is kind of my jam, but I do all things, and so now it's kind of moved on to new products and new ways to use them, hopefully just to inspire you to pull out your products and use them. So today I'm going to be showcasing the Heirloom Arrangements kit, and it is probably one of the first kits that I'm super excited about. I mean, they're all really nice, but I, as a crafter who's been crafting for a long time, my head gets in the way, and it's like, well, it's just everybody's gonna have the same card, and it doesn't maybe get my creative juices going, and I don't feel like it's versatile enough to kind of make it your own. But this one, which they all are, this one just lends itself the best to doing that. So whether you're a beginner crafter and you just want to use the kit as is, it's great. It will push you a little bit in terms of arranging things. There are, I guess there are samples that you can follow. They're not the instructions aren't as precise as most other kits that we've had, because it's a bunch of ephemera that you can kind of mix and match and arrange as you want. So that's what makes it kind of more versatile. Not versatile. You can just, it makes you think more as to how you're going to put it together if you want to. If you don't want to, just follow what's on the page. I will show you the instructions. I'm going to be breaking up the kit and showing you how to go from, so it is an 8-card, 8-envelope kit. It is $32, which you could think of as kind of pricey, but if you do it exactly as is, you'll have lots of pieces and parts left over. I'm going to show you today how you can double that and create 16 cards, all with just what's in the box. I will also show you how you can add pieces and parts if you have a die cutting machine, if you have embossing folders, if you have lots of dies, if sky's the limits depending on what you have. So it's very doable to create 16 cards with just the kit, or you can add stuff just to make your card that much more stepped up. It's not necessarily nicer, or it just depends on your own personal look that you're going for. Another thing I wanted to add is our CEO, Sarah Douglas. She did a video on this if you want to look it up, or maybe I can link it once I post. I'm not sure how to do that. I will try. She actually takes the kit and makes 28 cards out of it. She uses the, what are they called? The basic white note cards and envelopes to add to the kit, because these come in a 20 pack. So you have 20 card bases and 20 envelopes, plus the 8 that are in the kit. So that gives you 28, and she simplifies she makes very simple cards, which is so pretty, and I don't know why I don't make more simple cards, because I do really like them. So I'll show you some of those towards the end if I have time, but I'm going to start by showing you how to just easily create 16 cards. All you need is the kit and then basic white cardstock to use as your card bases. And of course you'll need 8 extra envelopes, because there's only 8 envelopes in this kit. there are new kits that were released. I think I mentioned that last week. One is a floral arrangement kit. Like, it's not a card making kit. It's like you actually make a bouquet of flowers, which looks really cool. I was hoping to do a reveal today of the new products from the new annual catalog, but my stuff is supposedly getting here today. I forgot to check. It might actually have gotten pushed to tomorrow, who knows, but hopefully by next week I will be able to give you a sneak peek at what's to come. But for now, we're gonna take a look at this kit because I've been dying to get to it. I was gonna do it as a class, and if you're still wanting to do a class with a kit, let me know. But I just wanted to get my hands on it and play with it, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, let's turn around here. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you know what? I'm gonna leave it zoomed out because I need quite a bit of space to lay everything out. Let me know if you are here and watching. Say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching the replay, let me know also. I'd love to hear from you. I do post my lives onto YouTube afterwards. So if you're watching on YouTube, welcome. Feel free to comment, say hi. I'd love to hear from you. I'm just trying to pull up the video so that I can see your comments. Okay, let's see. I think it's muted. Hi, Yolande. All right, we've got comments. So this is the box it comes in. I don't have all the pieces and parts. It's gonna look pretty empty. It comes with a pecan pie Stampin' Spot. It comes with the instructions, which I will show you in a second. It comes with a really cute stamp set. And I forgot this was in here actually. So when I did some of my stamping, I did not use that, and I should have. I probably will. It comes with dimensionals. Now, with all the pieces of ephemera, depending on how much you like to pop up your things, you might need more of those. It comes with a block. So if you don't have our glass blocks, so like I said, it comes with everything you need. I mean, it's always handy to have a pair of paper snips, some extra adhesive. So this is Terran tape. They, instead of the glue dots, that seems to be the new way. And then this is the glass block. So it's not as nice, I would say, as the glass blocks that you can, not glass, acrylic. They're thicker and they have a nice ergonomic kind of place for your fingers. But if you're new and you're just trying it out, this block is big enough for all the stamps in here. So you just put them on one at a time and stamp away. And this is just if you are keeping your stamp sets. I have to figure out how I'm going to store, and right now I just leave everything in the box and I'm getting way too many boxes. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. These are to stamp the sentiments, and then you're gonna, so there's the 8 envelopes. So 4 of them have this graph kind of look, and then 4 of them have a this is a very vintagey set, which Yolanda, I'm sure you could make this with your jelly plate stuff look absolutely amazing. So as much as I'm not a simple card person, like I love the backgrounds and stuff, but I'm also not great at the vintagey or like the really layering. I'm trying. This was kind of so I'm just showing you. I highly recommend punching out all the ephemera so that you know what you have. So there's 3 sheets of ephemera. These ones were all flowers. These ones had a few flowers and butterflies. And then this was some vellum flowers and stems and stuff. And then it also comes with, I should leave this out because I'm going to need this. Let's set this up. We don't need this, and we'll keep the dimensionals out. All right, so then here's all the ephemera pieces that I punched out. So it has like tags and back stamps, and like you can see it's very vintagey kind of feel. So I mean, you still can do some stamping, which I will show you on some of the cards, but you can also just use like beautiful butterflies. I wish there was a way to replicate this stuff. You double up your stamps in cases. So what do you do when they're this little though? You just leave them, oh, like you'll stick this here kind of thing? Yeah, I want to see what you could do on the jelly plate with some of this stuff. I think you could make, I know you would make amazing looking things. I should have had you as a guest today and you could have like really shown some possibilities. All right. Okay, so then before we get into this, there's 8 card bases, obviously 2 of each. So I've already cut up 4 of them, so I still have 4. So when I say to double it into 16, I prefer to cut these and to mount it onto other cardstock. One, because I find they're heavy duty cardstock, but not as heavy as the thick white. So, but that's not the only reason. It's also because if you fold this as a card, and that's your card base, your back side has a printed beautiful piece of paper, which to me, how many people look at the back of their cards? Not a whole lot. So I think it's better to cut them and get more out of it. So I cut all of these into 2, 2 each. And then, so here's one piece. So I've added, now again, if you don't have extra cardstock, I mean, obviously if you're doing this, you need white cardstock. So you can do a white card base. And then if you have dies, I die cut this one because I found it kind of looked postagey. I used the postage die and then still have a white background. So again, if you just have some white cardstock to add to this, you can keep it simple. And then I did the die again because they both had different sides, and I wanted to show you like step it up as I go so you can see how simple you can make it or how elaborate you can make it. So this is one step up where I've die cut the card base and then I've embossed and used a different color. This one is basic beige, and I used the time worn, no, what is it? Yeah, time worn type 3D embossing folder as my base. So I'm getting a little stepped up here, and then again, this was the, so this is the, let me show, this is the back piece here, so it's quite plain. It still has a, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, it still has a pinkish hue to it, but I added, so now if you've got colors and you've got the ability to, I blender brushed some Pretty in Pink, which is where this matches, and then I stamped. So the stamps I used for this is the, what's it called? Elements of Text. I believe it is in the, I wish they would write it on here. Now I'm second guessing myself. I think it's in the online exclusives, but it might be in the mini catalog. I can't remember now. Either way, yeah, the postage edge is super nice, right? Either way, this is what I used. But like I said, I forgot about the stamp set. And you could totally do a print like this, right? And then you could add some of the splatter if you want, or some butterflies if you don't have other stamp sets. So that is what I added to that one. Then I got even fancier and I added some. Now I looked this up, because I realized I'm almost out of it and it's not there anymore, but this is the distressed gold, I think it was called, and it's papery. It's not like as foily as some. And I embossed this with the, so again, this is assuming you have other things, right? But that's where you can get as crazy or as simple as you want. The Distressed Tile 3D embossing folder, that is still available. And then again, I have cut out the card base, and these are the deckled rectangles, which I don't think are available anymore, but you could use anything really. If you have the old rectangles, if you're looking for new rectangles, the Textured Notes is our newest ones, which has a really nice detail to the framing. So I kept this one plain, but then I have the distressed background, and I actually cut this one smaller than I did the other ones because I really liked the gold standing out. And then this one I kept plain. I could emboss it, but I found with I embossed this piece as well as stamped on it, so I found there was enough going on there with just the plain gold. And then I remembered, so if you don't have the distressed gold but you're wanting to add some gold, we have this paper, which is the what's it called? Season of Elegance. So there's different colors in it, which works because there's Pretty Peacock in this one. So if you wanted to add some gold to that, there's green, I think it's Old Olive. Yes, Old Olive, which some of the ephemera matches. And then there's the basic beige / crumb cake. Not basic beige. Yeah, basic beige and crumb cake. So you can, if you're wanting to add some gold to it, you can totally use this instead and it's not as blingy, but it actually, I don't know, I don't mind it. So there is options or you can use just regular gold foil. But yeah, this distress foil, I'm so sad it's not available. Okay, so then so like I said, first step, punch out all your ephemera. Now, if you're attempting to do, whether it's the 28 cards or 16 cards, what I suggest is laying out. So this is where you need lots of room. So clean off your desk. Unfortunately, I'm limited in my space. I'm not going to be able to get this all on camera, but I will do my best to, here, let's squish them all together. Squishy, squishy. I don't know if you can get, oh, maybe I'm far out enough. Oops. Okay, and then we're going to take, where's the other ones? Because I want to show you 16. So there's 2 more and 2 more. So pretend these are cut. And I think if I go this way, you can see that. All right. Then I'm going to take my ephemera. I've already, so this doesn't take 5 million days. I did go through and try to lay out, well, I needed to make sure I had enough pieces and parts to do what I was thinking. And let's see, so I'm going to put these, those pieces there. And then this one here. I love these butterflies, and I realized that show you I went back in time because I thought, what if I want more butterflies? I found, I think this is from last, I think I saw it was 20, is the year on here? I'm not sure. Either a year or two ago, maybe 2 years ago, there was this paper and it cuts out perfectly with the background of this. It's the Brilliant Wings dies, and they're very similar to these butterflies. So I cut out a few more in case I wanted more butterflies. But you could also use the current butterfly. You just would have to color them in yourself. Yeah, I'm not totally sold on, obviously, you could add way more layers to all of this. You could keep going. I was trying to keep it fairly simple so that people that don't have, I don't want to overwhelm with so many things, but you know, it's sky's the limits, I'm sure. So you can just, you know, I think I started with trying to place flowers on each one so you could separate it. Like I had all these pieces and labels and stuff out separate, and then just trying to find the flowers that I had. No, I'm missing pieces and parts. Okay, this one was here. This one here. And here. And a piece of vellum. I don't think there's enough, well, there's definitely not enough pieces of vellum for 16 cards, or so that's why, you know, like I was gonna do a starter set of 8, and then I was gonna do the other 8 today with you guys, but then I realized none of them would look the same because they're all there's just different, you've got to use all different pieces and parts for, oops, where's this? For this. So, this one. And, oh, that's not what I was looking for. This. Another piece of vellum. And another piece of ephemera. I think this one, and this butterfly. These are on the other. So, you know, you can kind of, I don't remember. Hang on, let me look at my other, see where these go. So this is on the blue. And you know, you can set it up, but then you can move things around as you decide kind of how you want things in the end. And then there's always so many, and that's the thing that I kind of saw with this kit, is that there's so many possibilities. Like you could then it's deciding what card bases, you know, like yes, you could keep them all white, or you could give them their own backgrounds to match, like the pretty in pink. Now these ones are a little more difficult. I had a hard time because they're kind of a muted version of the color. So like this one is Calypso, the printing is Calypso Coral, but the actual card base is just a diluted version of Calypso Coral. So we don't have, you know, like if you're gonna, I'll show you after. I'll show you what it looks like with the Calypso Coral, but it's not, you know, like you can't just choose a matching, it matches the what's printed versus what the background cardstock is, I guess. Oopsie. It's all stuck together here. I was looking for this. This one goes here. And what else are we missing here? I think this one and this one. And nope, where is it? This one. This one has a whole lot. Maybe I should, oops. That one. And I think this maybe. Thanks for watching, Yolande. You probably left a while ago and I wasn't watching the comments. I'm so focused on where everything's going. All right. What am I doing here? Where does this one go? This one can go there. And the brown, I had a place for this one. And that one, I can't remember now what I did with it. Okay, so then this one I thought matched this one. This one's kind of lacking, isn't it? Maybe it needs, well, maybe not. Let's see, I think the brown should go here. And then this one, this one can go, oh, wait. I had, where did I put the vellum? I think maybe this could go here. And then my roses, this one can go here. And then, so you can see it's empty. I've used it all. So you're probably thinking, okay, this is 16 cards. How am I going to make 28 out of that? It's possible, believe it or not. And they look beautiful. I had these roses somewhere and I'm not finding. Well, let's just find a place. perhaps here. I'm thinking here or here. I'm thinking here. Okay, so that is all the ephemera. Now, obviously, you don't have to keep it that way. I just wanted to make sure that I had enough, and I think that's the goal when you're laying it out, is to make sure you have enough pieces for each one of your cards. So regardless of the number of cards that you're doing, just kind of play with the ephemera to make sure you have kind of enough to fill the need. Now, should I put one card together and then show you what's possible with the 28 cards? Or, well, okay, so I'm gonna set, since these ones I haven't cut yet, we'll set these ones aside, and I will post all the cards once they're made. Maybe I'll do a set of 14 of the smaller. So these basic white note cards and envelopes, just so you know, they're not the regular size cards. They're smaller. They are, it doesn't say on here, does it? I think they're, so they're 3.5 by 5. So they're a little bit smaller than our regular cards, but they have the envelopes to match, so you don't have to worry about that. But that's just, I think that's how it's easier to make the 28 cards, because they're smaller, so you don't need as much to fill the space. So let me go to the next step. Obviously, I did forgot about the card bases. So next is picking out your card bases. I pulled out all the matching kind of colors. So if you look, oh, I never even showed you the instructions. I just gotta go. So these are the 8 cards that they've laid out, and then they show stamping on the envelopes. So each card, I think they only show 2 cards being put together. This one, and then they show you the 6 other cards just as the cards pre-made, because you're basically just layering them. It's not like you need instructions for that. 1, 2. Yeah, this is card 1 and 2. And then, so then if you're trying to figure out for your card bases, if you always look on the back, it tells you the coordinating Stampin' Up! Colors. So basic black, blueberry bushel, which must be in the, because there's pretty peacock also. I'm not sure where the blueberry bushel is. That one, oh, maybe in the flowers. So it's really, it kind of also gives you colors that you might not have thought of putting together. And then Cajun Craze Cherry Cobbler, which I forgot to pull out. That must be inside the flowers. Crumb Cake, Daffodil Delight, Garden Green, Old Olive, Pecan Pie, Pretty in Pink, and Pretty Peacock. So lots of colors to choose from. So I was thinking of the Pretty Peacock for behind these blue ones, because they had the writing in Pretty Peacock, but I added the white behind. You could just add this straight on, but if you only have white cardstock, you could put it on just a piece of white card base and add your pieces, which would be pretty and simple and easy. You know, you could layer them. Oops. I don't know. What do you think? In front, behind, something like this with a white. And then if you really wanted to fancy it up, you could do an embossed layer in behind. I don't know and pop it up. And then so white or pretty peacock, I would think would kind of be the go-to for those. And then for this one as well. And then for the kind of the crumb cake beigey, I think the printing was, so I did my printing with crumb cake, which to me matches this, but I'm wondering if it was more of a pecan pie, unless the pecan pie is some of the other stuff, because it says it has both. So you could do, to me this one looks fabulous on the crumb cake background. The set I'm using, this is the Heirloom Arrangements kit. I think you got that one. I can't remember. I feel like it was on your list anyways, I think at one point. This is the pecan pie. I don't like this as much. I feel like it pops more on the crumb cake. Now the other option, they don't list basic beige in here. But I feel like it kind of saw, I just felt like the white was too, hang on, too white. Maybe not, I don't know, because this is more beigey than white, but then this has white. What do you think? If I were to choose, if you were trying to go neutral, would you go white or would you go basic beige? I guess I was staying on the vintagey theme and thinking basic beige, but now that I see it on the white, I don't mind that. And then I think if you want to go more vintagey, I would do it with the crumb cake. So maybe they left basic beige out for a reason, you know, these designers, and they're artists, they know what they're doing. Don't trust me. So again, this one also, you could do it on the basic or the crumb cake or white. I think this one, because I did the crumb cake on here, woo, it might be better with the crumb cake. I don't know, maybe it's too much crumb cake. What do you think? Or brown? No, definitely not brown. Definitely not basic beige. So white. I'm gonna take that pecan pie and crumb cake out of here. Not liking it. Crumb cake is nice. Yeah, I think it just adds a little something to it. Okay, so we'll have these ones, both of them or one? Maybe one and one on white. What do you think? Maybe I'll do these two. I don't know. For now, oops, let's just set these ones aside. Okay, and then this one we said the white or the blue. I think maybe that one on the blue and this one on the white. Maybe, or that one blue also. I kind of like the blue. I might need a second blue. But let me know. I can always add the white to it. And then my plan was to do the pinks with the pretty in pink. Instead of, you know, I guess I could have done this. I went with the basic beige, but now I'm second guessing myself. I'm wondering if I should have done a white. It's like the white really pops. Maybe I should do them all in white. And then they all kind of, there's something that ties them all together if I want to give them as a set. And that's the thing, you have to decide, like, are you just going to use these cards for yourself to give, or are you going to package them in which case you might want them to be cohesive in some way. Okay, I'm second guessing this. I mean, it looks pretty on the pink too. This one, I think, this one makes sense with the basic beige because of this piece, I think. On the pink or on the white. See the white? I don't know. Now I'm kind of liking the white. Oof. And then I had pulled out the, oh, here, let's try Calypso Coral for these ones. So again, you could do, if you only had, well, if you only had white cardstock, you wouldn't be using Calypso Coral. You would be using white, which is perfectly, I'm thinking I might go to all white. Oh, Linda, you're not helping. You're just as wishy-washy as me. Yeah, see, it's nice with the Calypso Coral, but then, oops, I'm losing all my pieces. But then you put it onto the white. Well, see, this one I think I like on the Calypso Coral. It pops more. But then this one, I think, I guess I could do one color. Oh, I could do one colored, one white. And that way, if I split it into two sets, they'll either get all colorful or all white. That would be a good scenario, right? I think I've got some direction now. All right, and then, so let's start with the simple. Put those aside, and, oh, so I need to do one of these in white. Which one do I want to do in white? This one probably. See, that one gets a little washed out. I like these ones both on the blue. I'll do this one. Okay, so I need to cut another piece of white. Hold, please. Oh no, I'm all out of thick white. I'll just put another package here. Hopefully you guys got your hands on the whites before I did not get my hands on the regular basic white, which I'm quite upset about. Because the new stuff is the new catalog, the cardstock is going up a lot. Like even the regular colored cardstock is going up by almost $5. So you are forewarned. If you wait till May, when the new catalog comes out, you'll be in for sticker shock. And the white, so basic white went out of stock almost instantly because it's going from 40 sheets to 20 sheets. You like the coral and the peacock for both better also. Well, and I was gonna do the crumb cake for both of those. I don't know. Okay, well, let's just, all right, let me, oh, do I have another? I thought I had two of each cut. Maybe not. Let's see, do I have a pretty peacock? Well, let's assemble. Let's start assembling and then I can figure out. Set this aside, set this one up here. I'm going to decide. So this one actually punches out in the center. So you could, I didn't think to do this ahead of time, but I could use this on one of the other cards. And then I can use that. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear Aspen in the background. Now this one is only cut down to 4 by 5¼ so it would just fit. Oh, you know what I should do is I could add, I've got an idea. What if we do a background of Pretty Peacock? Okay. Grab my, probably put my face right in the camera, close up. Okay, so I'll do 5¼ by 4. And then I'll take this one and we'll just cut it down by 1/8. So instead of 4, it'll be 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then I will have my nice background here. Let's see how that fits in to this. Is that better? And we've got the butterfly. I don't know if this really fit. Well, I guess you could put it here. And then what I was thinking is, where's the stamp set? Oh, here it is. Could do thank you. A bunch of thank yous going down. So maybe in, what color to use though? Do I use black or do I use Pretty Peacock? So if you only have, you could use the pecan pie if that's all you have. If you have other colors and you have other choices, that's where this becomes, you know what, I think I'm going to glue this down so that I have some sense of, it doesn't move on me as I'm, oh, I'm getting low. 4, what's going, it feels like maybe someone left the tip open. I'm wondering if my kiddo used it. He was in here yesterday. It feels very empty. All right, let's try this again. So if you don't have glue and you only had what was given to you in the kit, oh, I put the tear and tape away. But you could use the tear and tape and put pieces on here. I just find that, ooh, you really don't need much, but this being a new bottle, it's nice and full. Okay, I don't know if this is supposed to go, some of the writing is this way, so I think it should go this way. And I want to try and center it. Looks good. Okay, so then it's a little easier. I just want to stamp on one layer here. Let's put our butterfly here so I know kind of what's happening. All right, should I start in the middle and then, no, because I think I'm gonna have 4. You could use the grid. All right, so it's here to here. Well, let's go to the bottom. Line it up. It is 3.5. Oh boy. So if I did 3, 2, if we came down, so 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna wing it. Too much. Okay. And then if it ends up that you have your spacing isn't quite right, that's when you go and you find some ephemera or something to fix it. But this is looking not bad. It's not perfect. You could use, if you have the Stamparatus, you could use the step down of the Stamparatus. I don't know if the spacing would necessarily work. This butterfly, he looks like he's missing his head. Does he not look like he's missing a head? I think I have an idea for that. Okay, so then you can take the dimensionals. I'll probably just use, if you only had these, you could, I guess you could cut the dimensionals in half, or if you have the minis, you just use the minis. And I'll have that like so. And then, you know what, for his head, I don't know if that would, we have those, I don't know if they're still part of, I think they're still current, is the black dots, which I did not take out. I just used them the other day. You'd think they'd be at the front. I'm not sure. I'd have to use, if you have the black dots. Oh, that's an unopened package though. All right, well I won't put them, I have to find my used package. If you have the black dots, you could use the big one as his head, but I think you'd have to pop it up on a dimensional because otherwise it'd be too low maybe. I'm not sure. They are fairly popped up, so you might not have to. And then this, oh, you know what? I should have stuck this in here, and that way I wouldn't have to worry about where the glue goes and it's showing. Oh well, I'll just put, I think actually it's supposed to be on this side. It's much brighter. So I'm just going to put a dot if I can. There, doesn't show. So this one is quite simple. It doesn't have a lot to it. And all I used was the ephemera. I've added this pretty peacock piece to the back. But if you don't have it, you can always add it to the white. And it still looks good. I just think that this is one step more. Always one more step. But it just depends what you have. If you don't have the things, and if you really don't, oh, how did I get back to the empty one? Apparently it's not empty. Where am I? And then, of course, what I'm realizing too is if you are adding these pieces and parts, you would definitely want to have, oh, it looks like I'm out, another adhesive, because you're not going to have, you know, like the tear and tape to put onto all these layers. You would run out before you made all your cards. So you do need that extra bit of supplies if you want to get fancy. If you want to keep it simple and you want to expand. So if you want the fancy cards and you do the 8 cards, or you could probably even do 10 and still have them pretty full. You could totally do that, or you can do the 16 and still have quite a bit, or you can do the 28 and really keep it simple. So let's do this one. Whoopsie. Because it has the fancier or more layers, but you kind of get the hint. You can totally, these are all going to be, nobody I don't think is going to make, unless you make exactly what's on here, no 2 cards will be alike. Which is kind of what I like about it. I like the idea of uniqueness. I think I'm going to go crooked with this. All right. So usually with embossed cardstock, I like to use glue, because with all the ridges and stuff, I know it's going to adhere to the parts that are flat with the cardstock. And then you can kind of pop this up. See. I think you'd, oh, that doesn't go there. I almost, you could pop this up and this, but I don't know if you want to pop that many things up. Let's start by popping this one up. And I'm not going to put one in the middle, because if I end up popping this up, if you're mailing, and I only put 4 here, then when it goes through the mail, it'll hopefully be only 1 dimensional thick. So sometimes less is more. Okay, so this is kind of like that. That. Yeah, I don't think. And then I'm going to put this one. And oh, that was dumb. Okay. You should have screamed at me. Probably would have come too late. But now I have to stamp with a dimensional on. So I think I'm gonna, this thanks, so the thank you is what's in the set that comes. This thank comes from the Everyday Arches. It just has such pretty, the script for it. And this is what I think Sarah Douglas had used. She made hers all thank you cards. I'm going to use Cherry Cobbler. Isn't that pretty? Oh, and I meant to, so the sentiments strips that come with this, there's 15 of these. They usually give extras in case you make mistakes. So you do have 2 chances, right? You can stamp it on the back side, but you would just be short 1 if you wanted to use the sentiments like they do in the kit with that match the sentiments in the stamp set. You would just be short 1 for your sentiments if you were using those, which I will use. I just kind of forgot. Well, that's one thing you could do on here too, is if you weren't using these, you could put thanks on a few of these. Like you could go, thank you, and then it's easier to line them up too. So if you really wanted perfection, you could stamp on these and then add them. That's another option. So many options. So this kit, like I said, it's oh, see, I wasn't thinking, because now if I put a dimensional, then it's going to be double dimension. Do we want double dimension? Double the fun? Double make gum? What do you think? Should I go double or should I go on the side here? Same with this. I feel like this one should come within here. What does it look like popped up? I'm just putting them on lightly, so hopefully I can take them off. So you kind of just have to play to figure out kind of what looks best. I think the popped up butterfly and then this one not popped. I think that's too much. So bring this one down here and then we'll pop this one up. Like so. And then you just have to glue this down. Oh, I went back to the running low one, but I'm still getting some, so take it while I can. And we'll just put that at an angle. Oh my goodness, husband's just talking away. Must have had a long walk. So that's cute too. So these are 2 white ones. Now, what did I say for this one? I thought, oh no, this is what I was gonna do. I don't know, maybe I could just do like I did with this blue one where I keep it white, but just give it a border of the color. Maybe that's what I'll do. Where's the most? Let's do one of the, oh, was this one supposed to go? I can't remember where this one was now. Where's the gold? Oh, they're under here. That's why. That's why I'm not seeing them. Okay, let's do this one. So again, we could do another piece with the crumb cake and then the white. But the vintagey, So hard. Okay, well, the size of this is going to dictate, because I've already, so I stamped, I embossed, I blender brushed, and then this is just the plain. Now I could do like Yolande said and put the gold in the front instead. What if I did that? What if I used, I could use, I could use the postage, because I've already got this one in the deckled. But then, so then would you do this onto white? Or would you do white onto this? Hang on, let's, I'll cut it out of the center of this so that if I decide I want it in the back, I can use, do you guys ever use that trick? Where you, so if you're going to use this in the back of here, you can cut out stuff out of the middle. I wonder, I could probably even get 2 out of here. Let's do that. Okay. I can't pick it up. So we have the gold there. So if I wanted to keep the gold in the background, I could, and I could cut out yet another piece of this before and have that. Same with the other piece. So you could use this here and I don't know, let's see if we did something like that and like that. Would have been nice if it was, oh, it is big enough. But I don't want to hide the gold too much. Well, that's not bad actually. I don't know if I want this green in here. I don't think I want the green. I'm almost tempted to leave it. Let's see what they did. So this is the one thing that I like to use, even though I'm not making the same card. I like to see what they've done with the stuff to try and get an idea of. So here, see, I would have never put that together. The pink, the greens, the reds, the I am like a matchy person. Okay, so I have this, which is different, but I do have this. So I was on the right track. But do I want this behind? Something like that. That's too... like that, or like that. not bad. But then I still feel like maybe I wanted the gold behind also. Nope, that gets to be too much gold, doesn't it? So we could do this directly onto a white card base. That gets a little lost to me. So we could do crumb cake to white if we want to keep with the white card bases, or we can go white card base to crumb cake. I kind of like this one. What do you think? Help me. Help me. Crumb cake to white. That's not bad either, especially if they're matching these ones. Okay, Linda, let me know. I do like that. It still kind of has some flow to it. What do you think? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna glue this together because I like that. Now, should I pop this up or should I pop the whole thing up? I think I'm gonna put it direct so that the gold pops more. Okay, and then, what did I say, like this or the other way? Or like this. Or I think. Okay, this gold can go away. Let's move this out of the way. Too much stuff, too much stuff. Put this away before I lose it. No, I think I like it the other way. All right, we're doing this. Doing a crumb cake base with a white. Yep. Yep, yep. Okay, and I'm gonna keep this flat also, because if we're popping up the ephemera, you know what you could do if you wanted even more gold? You could add some, oops, I think that's upside down. You wanna, not that you're gonna read the words, but you wanna make it look like you could read the words. And that way, if we're popping this stuff up, You could add maybe some linen thread to it if you wanted to really zhuzh it up. Use linen thread, or you could use the Baker's Twine Essentials, because I think this is crumb cake. Maybe like a something something. Oh, I think I did it backwards. I can never remember which way to do it to get the, either way, it works. Okay, then I would think pop this up or put this down. Maybe this down and pop these up. Actually, you could probably pop them all up. Let's go 1, 2, 3. And then this one, so you'd want to put it where it's not hitting. So this one, and this one. And then that one. Do I want that underneath? Underneath or on top? Have more gold showing. I guess I'd need a sentiment to figure out. Let's see. What shall we use here? Maybe one of these goes in between the butterflies. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put him underneath, so I can put another one there. And then if you want it to stick down and not get pulled up, you can put glue where it's going to hit the other popped up pieces so it holds. And like that. And then we can have our sentiment there. So for, I think for this one, I would use maybe the pecan pie for the sentiment. And what are my options here? For you, I appreciate your kindness. Or I could use this thanks. Maybe I'll use this thanks. I need to wipe this. So like I said, you have 2 chances because You can always flip it over if you make a mistake on one side. Now, if this is too in your face white, you could blender brush it, but I feel like it's not bad actually. I'm just wondering if I should pop it up even more. Put it down lightly. Like that. And voila, the third. So I made 3 cards today. I showed you how to make the 16 cards. Check out Sarah Douglas's video on her 28 cards if you're interested in that. I will post pictures of all my cards once they are finished. But these are, let's see if I can zoom in. So you can either have them like that, or you could add these thank yous, whatever. But so simple, a little bit more and a little bit more. So as you can really get as creative and as crazy as you want with this set. It's a really fun one. So if you're looking on my store, look for in the kits under Heirloom Arrangement Kit. And it's $32 plus tax and shipping. But a lot of fun for 32 bucks. All right, and the nice thing too with this is kits you can take anywhere. So if you're going on vacation, you're going on a cruise, you're sitting watching your kids at a sporting, like a practice or something that you aren't, necessarily watching, you can totally bring something like this along and play around. It's harder to do the variety, but I have done it like where I cut a bunch of the card bases and just extra inks and whatever I think. And like this, you could pre die cut and start a few things and then just put it together when you're away. But yeah, kits are great for that. And if you want a kit class, you want me to do a kit class, let me know. And maybe I'll put one together. All right. Have a great rest of your week. See you next Wednesday. Bye. Thanks for watching.